What did Discover have to say about bad debt? And truly an insight into what makes Graham Stefan successful. Folks, let's get into it. It is Thursday, July 18th. July, where did July come from? Man, January 18th. Sorry about that. You don't know what day it is unless you look at your phone. I get confused all the time. Anyways, what did the Beige Book have to say? The Beige Book basically is telling us the country is slowing down. 7 of the 12 districts, right, the country is made up into districts, are contracting or flat. 5, 7 minus 12 equals 5. The other 5 are slightly growing. On top of that, we got a weekly jobless claims. And again, the weekly jobless claims every Thursday is very, very important to you and I. It is likely the weekly indicator that tells us something is breaking. Well, what did we get today? Remember the last 2 months or last 2 weeks were 202,000. Expectations were 208,000. We actually got 187,000. Yes, folks, you and I have heard about Citigroup. You and I have heard about various tech companies laying people off. But when you look at the weekly unemployment claims, they are down. And again, remember the psychological number that I think we need for weekly unemployment claims to catch the Fed's attention is a minimum of 300,000. I think the number is more like 325 to really make the Fed pucker up. Trust me, 187, lowest since September of 2022, the Fed is doing nothing. No rate cut in March. How could you cut in March with unemployment claims going down, inflation going up in the latest readings? Seriously? I don't understand, quote unquote, the market or the smart money. But again, a lot of stuff can break, I guess, between now and that March meeting. But again, the weekly jobless numbers, your and I first kind of peek into the employment picture, down to 187,000. How about the Fed speak of the day? Again, we are talking about Fed speak. We are talking about anybody talking about raising rates, anybody talking about when they're cutting, and anybody talking about being flat for the full year. Fed President Raphael Bostic actually came out and said the quiet part out loud. What do I mean by that? He indicated that cutting rates too early would be worse than raising rates. What does he mean by that? Well, hopefully it's obvious. You and I have been talking for quite a while, but just in case it isn't, I think what Raphael Bostic is saying is, hey, if we cut rates too soon, like March, there's a chance that inflation reignites and continues to be a problem, kind of like the 70s and 80s, or kind of like the 80s before we came in and finally took care of it. So again, I think a cut in March is looking less and less likely. I think at this point we should really be talking about summer, but that is 6 months away. So let's just stay on March. Why don't we talk about Discover? Discover was one of those earnings reports that I highlighted that was key for the week because it would give us our first sneak peek of credit card data, right? We will get more from Visa and MasterCard later. Discover Financial was up first. Well, it was ugly. It was really, really ugly. So the thing that I would say is their debt, right? The revision for bad debt, think write-offs, think people that don't pay their bills, went up 116%. Last year they had $900 million set aside. Now it is $1.9 billion. Their 90-day lates went up 0.3% in a month, or in a quarter, excuse me, in a 90-day, in a 3-month period. So there is clearly stress building in the credit card market. We will get more from MasterCard, Visa later. I don't know if you saw this headline, but it seems to be all over my feed. Google, right, parent company Alphabet, saying more job cuts are coming. Google needs to make some spending adjustments. It's been a while since you and I had this conversation, right? How do you make yourself indispensable so you are less at risk of being laid off? Well, you've got to get close to company initiatives, right? Sometimes staying comfortable in an old product line that can be cut entirely by executives is riskier than making the leap. So where is Google making that investment? Where might you look to stick at Google? Well, their spending shift is heading to areas like AI, artificial intelligence. They are going to be removing layers and simplifying and quote unquote driving velocity. Folks, middle management is often the most dangerous place to be. There is a set of workers and a set of executives, and then there's layers in between. Get close to revenue. Get close to the company initiatives, and you lessen your chances of getting laid off. It's not fun. I've had to make those decisions as an executive, and it is painful, painful, painful. How about a propose of a return of 100% bonus depreciation? Let's first off remind you what it is at a high level, and then talk about the chances of it coming back. First, let's realize that 100% bonus depreciation was something that these syndicators, right, looking to raise money, was pitching. Basically, hey, buy my thing, put in 100 grand, get a big write-off on your taxes. That is one of the things that they pitched to the world. Well, there is talk in the new tax bill. It is only a proposal. It hasn't gone for full Senate vote yet, but it looks like it might make it as a bipartisan kind of, give some, take some agreement, where bonus depreciation, 100% bonus depreciation will come back until 2025. So another 2 tax years. There is talk about this helping small and medium businesses. One of the ways this could help, in theory, is there's a lot of small and medium-sized businesses that would like to make capital investments, but they simply can't make the numbers work. If you give them the opportunity to write off that capital investment in 1 tax year, the numbers look a little better. So if you are looking to add a significant manufacturing focus in the United States, 100% bonus depreciation will be that extra thing that small and medium-sized businesses look at. Now, I don't think you should ever make an investment decision because of tax planning, but if it's an extra bonus, that could be interesting. So we will definitely track that going forward. What else do I want to say before I highlight Graham? So one of the things that you're going to see on my channel, hopefully in the next couple of weeks, is I was lucky enough to interview Stefan at the Iced Coffee Hour set yesterday evening. The interview went roughly 90 minutes. And what I did in that interview is I wanted to figure out what makes Graham tick. I believe, if you don't know my story, in 2018, I was on a family vacation and I stumbled across Graham as I was trying to find out something to do. And I saw Graham talking about leases and, selling and all of these things in real estate. And it was a small channel. And I remember liking what he was talking about. So what I wanted to do in this interview, which you again will get hopefully in a week or so, is what makes Graham tick. And I learned that Graham has a unique ability to get hyper-focused on one thing. What do I mean by that? Well, in the story, you will hear 3 separate things over Graham's life that he got super focused on, and everything else fell away. As a teenager, he was focused on fish and Coral. And he was on Reddit forums and all of these other things as the youngest member, contributing valuable information. And by doing that, he was also brought into the fold of that community. Second, when Graham made the decision to move into real estate, he once again did the same thing. He went way deeper, way focused, got involved in other communities, did work for free just to learn, got focused on doing leases because no one would do it, got focused on using his ability to take pictures like he was doing for Coral into real estate. And then to hear the level of work that he puts into a single YouTube video blew me away. So one of the things that you will hear in that conversation is Graham enjoys work. He's not afraid to network. He gets out and meets the people that are moving and shaking in that business. He doesn't let age influence him, right? He was a 13 or 14-year-old young man, boy, I'm not really sure where the line is, interacting with 40-year-olds about fish tanks and coral and fish at a level that I still don't understand. In real estate, he went in and just met more and more and more people, found a mentor just by doing the work for free, took on leases to pay the bills. And now in YouTube, again, to hear the level of editing and cutting and retention time and just all the stuff that goes into a single 15-minute video blew me away. So, why is Graham successful? He goes all in and works on his craft every day. Graham loves to work on his thing, right? He's not well balanced. Graham Stefan is not well balanced. He is hyper focused. 2, he still lives way below his means. You will hear stories of him as a teenager, getting $100 saved. You will hear stories of him with his commission checks. Yes, and yes, and yes, he is still very much money insecure. I had to ask him about that, right? We had that conversation about the iced coffee hour. So yes, that is important. Next, Graham has very, very few wants. He lives a very simple life. Since he's been a teenager and a young adult, he has only wanted a couple of things. One was the Lotus Elise that he had for quite some time. But again, he has very few wants. He doesn't go shopping, he doesn't go spinning, he doesn't do those things. So again, I look forward to bringing you that video. It will, fun fact, it will be the first video ever edited on this channel. Because again, we did it at the Iced Coffee Studio. We had like 3 cameras and 4 mics and all this other stuff that I don't understand. So he gave me several SSD cards and something called a T9. I don't know what the hell that is. I'm going to pay an editor to chop that up. So again, I look forward to bringing that to you when that can be done. So at the end of the day, Graham Stefan is not where he's at because of luck. Graham Stefan is where he's at because he works harder than anyone I know. Seriously, I want you to feel that. Graham Stefan, in the 3 areas that he has chosen to focus on, works harder than any human being I know or I have ever heard of. It's not an accident. It is not an accident that he is that successful. So I look forward to bringing to you. I had a lot of fun. Don't forget, folks, we are 1 month away from our celebration. We are sold out for in-person, but we've sold 61 tickets to the virtual event. It will sell out. My Zoom account doesn't have great access, so get your tickets today. We are less than 1 month out. I'm actually in Vegas because I met with the team there. What is today? I met with the team Tuesday evening to plan out the event, make sure where everybody's at, make sure we have a check-in, make sure we know where the food's going to be. It's little secret. I look forward to this part being over. I want to get to the event. I want to see all of you. I want to celebrate. I want to get all of you asking your questions. I want all of you to be networking with the 21 or 22 millionaires that are there. I want you creating new friends. I'm almost vibrating with anticipation. It is going to be fun. So again, buy the ticket, 99 bucks. If you like to save money, buy the ticket. I will sell this after, there's no question. And it won't be 99 bucks. So again, if you'd like to save money, buy it now. Have an amazing day. And of course, how to get started one rental at a time, still only $3.99. And you can get two $50 bonus courses if you buy today. Folks, take care of yourself. Have a wonderful day. Bye.